All right then, and welcome to lesson 5.4, percent ratio and rate continuing. In this lesson, we're going to do sales tax and discounting. Now, this one here, girls have an advantage because they go shopping. And they're shopping for sales, and they're shopping for discounts. And guys normally just go and buy what they want. However, that being said, you both can learn equally how to do it. So you're going to be given some word problems involving percent. These include discount questions, percentages of a number, and questions involving sales tax. So we use percentage in money a lot. Where have you seen percentage in the world of money? Well, again, I just gave you all the answers to that, but we'll write them down anyway. These can include discounts, profit, sales, taxes, tips at restaurants. These are all things where you see percentages. Okay, you're going to have to calculate all of them. One of the skills we need for these types of problems is calculating percentage of a number. For example, what is 30% of 155, or what is 20% of 45? Now, the reason we're doing this is that 30% of could be the sale price. You could say 30% off of a $155 dress. Well, if you want to know how much you're going to spend, you've got to take 30% off of 155. So you need to know how to do 30% of 155. Same thing for 20% of 45. It's a 20% discount. Okay? Or maybe you had a really good waitress. Your meal was $45, and you wanted to leave a good tip. Like normally, the rule of thumb for tipping is 15% of your price of your meal. So if it was $45, and she was really good or he was really good, you may calculate 20%, and then that could be your tip for them. Okay? To do this, we need to change the percent into its equivalent decimal form and multiply. Notice the word of in between every one of these words. The of means multiply. Okay? So 30% of 56. Let's do that one. Convert 30% to a decimal. Again, you know how to do this. It's just 30 divided by 100, which is 0.3. Okay, now 0.3 times the 56. So 0.3 times 56 equals, and I guess we're working in percentage here, so we'll keep our decimal places. Okay, oh, sorry, no, I'm working percentages. We already have the percentage. It's just simply 16.8. So 16.8 is 30% of 56. Now, if we were shopping, this would be $16.80 you could take off of the price of something. Pretty simple. All right, what is 82% of 287? I will give you that one. Pause the recording and try it. All right, let's take a look at this. 82% of 287, you have to convert 82 to decimal form. All right, which gives us 82 divided by 100, which is 0.82. What you did, what you got. Now, multiply by 287. I suppose I should have. All right, so 0.82 times 287, which means that you're going to have 235.34. So 82% is of 200. Sorry, 82% of 287 is 235.34. There you go. Next page. You try this one. 75% of 21. All right, should be done by now. 75% converts to a decimal first, so you go 75 divided by 100, and that gives you 0.75. And 0.75, multiply that by 21, that will give you 15.75. Simple as that. What you did, what you got, what you did, what you got. Okay, so now we know how to do percentages of numbers, or reviewed it, I should say. Let's go on to a problem that you may encounter in shopping. Discount. Remember, discount is the amount that a price is reduced or lowered. All right? It goes down. For example, 25% off or 30% off means that the price is going to go down by 25% or 30% off. So your first step is to calculate what that number is so that you can actually reduce it. All right? So what is the discount? Here we go. Code is on sale for 30% off. If the regular price is $85, what's the discount? So I need to know how much I'm going to take off the $85 first. So since 30% is out of 100, 30 divided by 100 means it's 0.3. Now multiply 0.3 by the $85. That means that I'm going to save $25.50. So now I need to know what the price I'm going to pay is. Well, it was $85. And if I'm going to save $25.50, you have to subtract it, which means that the new price that I'm going to pay is $59.50. So that's what you do. Find out how much you save, subtract it, that's how much you pay. Let's try a question. A used car is on sale for 15% off. It's used. If the regular price is $3,000, what is the discount and the new price? So let me try this one. All right, 15% off. Simple. 15% divided by 100 is 0.15. And now I've got to take 0.15 and multiply it by the 3,000. And 0.115 times 3,000 means that I have I think it's $450. All right, so that means that my discount is $450. So let's find the sale price. Well, we know what the new price is going to be. It's going to be the old price, the regular price, minus the discount. All right, so the new price is going to be 3,000 minus 450, which means I'm going to pay $25.50. So there's your new price, $2,550. All right, here we go. Here we go. I want you to do this one, please. All right. So first off, 40% off means I got to convert my 40% into a decimal. 40 divided by 100 is 0.40. Now I multiply 0.40 by the $17.49, and 0.40 times 79 is 6.996. Now you got to be careful here. I have to round it to money. Money is always two decimal places. So that means that this 6 causes this 9 to go up 1. It's going to become a 10. Now 10 carries over to this one, which becomes a 10. And that carries over to here, which adds 1, which gives me a $7. Think of it as being adding 1 penny to $6.99, and it's a little bit easier for you to do it. So the discount is $7. $7.00. So my new price is going to be 17.49. Take away $7, which means I'm going to have $10.49 for my new price. All right. Now, is there another way of doing this problem? Well, there is. Some people don't like to do their subtracting here. They would rather do their subtracting with the percentages. All right. Now I want you to think about this for a second. If this is a box which is 100%, and you're going to take off 40% of it, this is what you're going to remove. That means that down here, after you take off the 40%, now remember, this is the 40% here. This is the 100% here. You can do 40%. That means this is actually 60% of the original price. So you could do the subtracting first. You could go 100, take away the 40, means I need to find 60% of the number. So now rather than doing the subtraction at this point, right here, you can do the subtracting at the front. Now just find 60% of the number. So 60 divided by 100 is 0.6. And 0.6 times $17.49, believe it or not, guess what it is? It's the same thing as we calculated right here. Now this method saves time because the math is a little bit easier to work with when you're subtracting percentages, because they usually come in multiples of 10. However, if you're asked for a discount, it won't work, because this question eliminates the discount calculation from the actual work. It does it up here. It takes the 40% discount off here. So it won't tell you how much money the discount was. So if you're asked for a discount, you have to go back and do it the original way right here. But if you're asked for just a sale price, that method will work well. All right. Now, believe it or not, taxes and discounts and sale prices are all related very, very easily, quite a bit. A lot, actually. Taxes are an extra amount we pay to help fund the services we use, things like roads, fire departments, police, healthcare, hospitals, schools. And the money has to come from somewhere. So people in our country pay taxes to help pay for these things. In Alberta, we have a single tax that we call the goods and service tax. It's called GST. The GST used to be 7%, but in 2008 it was reduced to 6%, and as of January 2009 it was further reduced to be 5%. In other provinces, there's also another tax called provincial sales tax. The provincial sales tax is where the province adds another tax on top of the GST. So you would have your 5% GST plus a provincial sales tax called the PST. So they add another number there. So your taxes in other places are more. Right? Now our textbook was written a long time ago, and it was written way back when the tax was 7%. So all our numbers are not in the back of your textbook this time are not going to be usable. We are going to be doing everything as 5%. All tests, all quizzes, all assignments. All right, so remember that. So here's the table from the textbook. And you'll see that GST, actually this is in 6% now. This is actually even worse. All right, you see this is halfway through, 7, 6, and 5. So this is all going to be 5%. All right. Now the HST is what's called the harmonized sales tax. And in the harmonized sales tax, what it means is they're taking the GST, which was 6%, and they're adding it to their provincial tax to give you just a single number to work with. And that's done in Newfoundland, Nova Scotia, and New Brunswick. Everybody else here you'll see here, British Columbia, they have a provincial sales tax as well as a GST. Saskatchewan, provincial. Manitoba, provincial. Ontario, Quebec, and I guess these ones also have it, but it's blended into the harmonized sales tax. And of course, PEI has 10% and then 6%. All right, now, these things are also subject to change as politics takes place. Some of the political parties in the last 5 or 6, last couple of elections have had a platform where they will reduce possible provincial sales tax. So these actually can go up and down depending on the province you're in. So as of when this textbook was written, these were the current sales taxes. So we're going to be using 5%, and whenever we get to a provincial sales tax, I will always tell you provincial sales tax what to use. Just solves all the problems, okay? So let's take a look. All taxes are added to the price you pay. Taxes are extra. So if you pay for $1 for a taxable item in the store adds 5% sales tax. That's 5 cents to the price. So you will actually pay $1.05 for an item priced at $1. Now, goods and service tax in Alberta, certain things are taxable and certain things are not. For example, food is not taxable, neither is clothing. However, services or junk food, like pop and stuff, those are taxable. So those are some things you can keep in mind, but I'll always tell you. Okay, so here's a desk that's sold in Office Depot for $450. What's the GST and what's the total price? Actually, not that difficult. It's exactly the same as finding a discount. Instead of where in a discount you'd subtract and take the money off, here you just add it on. So it's the exact same process. So we need to find 5% of $450. So 5 divided by 100 is 0.05. Right? Now, take the 0.05 and multiply it by the 450. And when you're done spitting that out on your calculator, you'll find that the tax was $22.50. Now remember, that's the GST, that's the tax. Taxes are always, always added. Discounts are subtracted. D stands for decrease. Discount decreases. GST gets greater. Think of that, right? Discount, think of this. The price decreases. Okay? For GST, the price is greater. maybe that'll help you, okay? And for PST, I guess P could stand for plus it on, okay? So you had PST, you could use this as plus. But come up with your own way to remember how to do it. So the total cost is going to be the $450 that we have for the price of the desk, plus the GST, which is $22.50. So when you go to the till and you ask to buy this desk, they're going to charge you $472.50. Okay? Now, this is what I want you to do. Our freezer is priced at $859.99. What is the GST and what's the total cost to the buyer? So pause the recording and do this question, please. All right, here we go. The freezer, 5% off. So the first thing you need to do, we're working with GST. GST is always 5%. So it's 5 divided by 100 is 0.05. Now you have to show me this. You cannot just simply put down 0.05. What you did, what you got. Now, 0.05, multiply that by the price of the freezer, $859.99, means that we're going to get, for the price of the freezer, sorry, not the price of the freezer, for the GST, 42.9995. Now remember, we're in money, right? Which means we have to round it off to the nearest penny. So you have to increase this by 1 penny. So $42.99 plus 1 cent means this is going to be $43. So that's your GST. So your total cost is your original price, $859.99 plus 43 for the GST, means that you're going to spend $902.99. All right, so you calculate your GST. It's a percentage, so you want to find 5% of the number, just like we would find 30% for the discount or 30% off. Add it on this time because GST gets greater. Here we go. Try this one. All right, so Tide detergent is priced at $33.99. What's the tax? Remember, tax is always 5% GST. So that's 0.05. And yes, you have to show me that. 0.05 multiplied by $3.99 means that you're going to have, for the GST, on this particular item, 0.1995. Now we have a problem because this is money. All right, so there's your cutoff. This 9 becomes increasing this by a penny, so our price is going to be 20 cents. That's our GST. I said price. It should be our GST. So our taxes are 20% for this particular item. 20 cents for this particular item. All right, we're going to do both of them. This is actually more common because when you go into some place, it'll say you can buy this and it'll be for a certain percentage off. Now, there's some argument, but a lot of people feel that if something is worth $1,000, they'll say originally priced at $1,200. That's what the original, and they call these manufacturer suggested retail prices, MSRP. And then they tell you you can have 20% off, right? It's on sale. Well, then 20% off means that you're going to take 20% of this and you'll get a less price. When the reality is that this price here is actually greater than what it was worth. This is one of the ways that they trap you. That they'll, you walk in and you go, wow, I've always wanted one of those. Look, it's on sale. It's 20% off. I should buy it now because I will save so much money. When reality is, let's find out how much you would have saved. Grab my little trusty calculator up here. Let's find out whether you actually saved anything in a situation like this. All right, so here we go. We have 20%, so 20 divided by 100. Turn it into a decimal first. Means it's, I missed a button there. 20% divided by 100 is equal to, oh, I forgot this. What am I doing here? 20 divided by 100 equals 0.2. There we go. Now multiply that by the original price, 1200, means that you're saving $240. So actually, I guess this works out to be just the opposite of what I thought. So your saving is $240. So that means that minus the 1200 means you're actually selling this for 960 bucks. So in this case, I misjudged a little bit, but you actually would save how much money? You're saving 40 bucks. Really? When they told you you're saving $240. But what they did is they raised the price. There's a trap for you. That's common consumer knowledge. All right, let's go on to our question now. Mrs. Edie's gone shopping. She sees a new computer for $1,275. The computer is on sale for 30% off. If she buys the computer, what will she pay for GST? Now, here's the critical thing. Discount always comes first because you only pay GST on the price of the item that you're paying, the new price. So you have to have the new price. So if a price is decreased, you always do GST on the decreased price. So your first job is find the discount, then find the new price, then find the GST, then find the total cost. So pause the recording and see how much we save on our computer. Okay, first off, 30% off. So how do I find 30% off? Well, 30 divided by 100 is 0.3. Multiply 0.3 times the 1275, and that gives you $382.50. So there is my savings. So if I'm saving that, I have to take my original price and I have to subtract what I'm going to save. All right? That means that when I go to the till, what I'm actually going to be charged for the computer is $892.50. Now, when I get to the till, the person is going to calculate the GST on the $892, not on the original price, on the $892. So GST is always 5%. So divide that by 100. That gives you 0.05. Now, what is 0.05 times 892.50? That will give you $44.63. All right. Now, what is the total cost? Now, remember, GST is greater. You make it bigger. So you have $892.50. That's the price we're going to pay. We have to add the GST to the price. So the cashier is going to say, that'll be $937.13, please. And Mrs. Edie would whip out her GST, her debit card, and this is what she would be paying. And then she'd come home and I'd say, well, if you hadn't bought it, we would have saved a lot more than just $382. Turn the page. Oh, that's the end of it. All right, so if you have any questions, go back over it, review it, and come and see me if you still have difficulties.